Right, I thought I'd do a quick video before I move on to some more substantial projects. And today we're going to look at an IC, which I happened to pick up without even realizing it. So I bought some random things of somebody a while ago, and I got a couple of these things here, which of course you cannot see, but I believe it is a UM3561. So I saw somebody else on their YouTube channel, I think, talk about this IC. It might have been a different one, but it will probably work the same. Basically, it's a sound effects little IC for making like simple sounds. That was apparently popular once. You can get them on AliExpress, but they're reasonably expensive. So I was quite happy that I've got a couple of these. So I thought I'll give it a go. This is the data sheet for it. The interesting thing is, over somewhere around here, it tells you what the sound effects. So the circuit is really simple. It says here to use these particular transistors, but having looked them up, it's just there doesn't seem to be anything spectacular about them, and I don't have any of these particular ones. But I think a 2N222 will probably work just as okay. It's just basically they need to be able to take a fair bit of current, so that should be fine. We'll find out what happens anyhow. And we need a couple of resistors, and we need a little speaker. And I've got some really old speakers that came with they came from the same set of bizarre bits and pieces that I got this thing with. So we'll give that a go. Just have a quick read over this. So the sound effects for the 4-sound applications, which is this one here. Basically, it's just how you use these two little switches here. They basically include a police siren, a fire engine siren, an ambulance siren, and a machine gun. So that's they all sound like they're kind of like going to be quite similar, and they're just going to go at different speeds. But we'll find out. Sorry, pardon me. Let's just make sure we get this the right way around. So this is pin number. It doesn't have a little notch in it. It only has a little dot in the corner. So it's the old style ones. I don't know if there's the old style ones, but it's ones with that dot in the corner. So hopefully I get this right and I don't blow anything up. And it apparently runs off 5 volts. So we will use this thing here. This one here is actually, I couldn't find. This is the one that's been sitting on the desk. I've got tons of these things, and when I want one, I can only find this one. And this one, I've lost one of the jumpers for. And today I actually had a spare jumper on the table, and I've lost it. But that's okay, we'll just use one side. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is we get some wires out, and we get this done. And we get this done as soon as possible. So we'll try and get it on here. We'll have to have the button in there. We're supposed to have a button, so we'll do the button thing, and we'll get out these. So this side here, wait, where's the picture of the IC itself? Here's a picture of the IC itself. I'm pretty sure it's orientated that way, so the little dot's pin number 1. So let's have a look. We have to put, let's get these wires out. We'll make it a big messy thing. So VDD is going, alright, so I want that to go to the button, don't I? Oh, this is an awkward way of doing this. Which is going to be the best side? Wait, hold on, we can do this. If I can only use one side of these things, I can use both sides, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm gonna put it on this side. So it's 5 volts going to go over here. Where's this thing? Let's just get this ground sorted out first, and we'll use this blue for no reason. It's way too big. It's pin number 2 is going to go to ground. So pin number 2 going to ground. Right. And then we're going to take, where's this little picture? So in all these pictures here, the supply voltage, which goes to pin number 5, which is this one over here. I'm going to use a very big wire. Goes to there, and this is where I always get confused whether or not these buttons. I think this side and this side are connected together, and that side are connected together. And when you press the button, they're all connected together. So I think this is going to work. If not, it doesn't really matter too much. It's easy to fix. Oh gosh, picked the wrong size today. Alright. So I have in fact finished the code for the next Arduino project thing, which will be fun to try and build with logic circuits. But I might actually do, because I really want to now, because I did a similar thing which is going to be a bit delayed, which is my hacking project, which is doing communications over a bus type thing. And so I'm like, well, okay, that wasn't too hard. And it's kind of like, well, something that's even easier is some retro computing stuff that I've always wanted to actually try for myself. So we might do something really, really cool. So I'll just give it a go and see how far I can get first. But anyway, I'm just talking rubbish at the moment. What I'm going to say is I'm going to have these two pictures on the thing at the same time. We don't really have to care about putting in the switches for the select, because they either go to ground or they go to the supply voltage, and that's all. And then we have to do the resistors. So let's just get the resistors out of the way. So it said here that R1, which goes between two oscillators, needs to be 220, but I don't have any 220s. I do have two 120s, but I'm just going to go with a 220. I do probably have a 240 somewhere. So many resistors, like must have like gazillions of resistors, but I'm just going to use the ones that I put in this little handy book of business cards. So as you can see, 100, 120, 150, 220, but oh no, it goes straight to 300. Possibly have the 240s in there somewhere. But we can put the two 120s together if it doesn't sound right. Like, well, who knows what they're going to sound like. Okay, so this one goes between the two oscillator pins, which are pins 7 and 8, which are those two there. So we'll just do a messy job and put it in like that, so it's standing up. Let's not go ruining anything. So this brown wire can be select 1, this thing here. So we've done that, and then we need a couple more things, which is the complicated stuff. So where's the little picture here? So it's got resistor 2 going into the transistor, which is a 10k one. I don't know if I have like a whole pile of 10ks. Whenever I need them, they disappear. So that's annoying. What's in this box? 471k. No. So hold on. Do I have any 10ks in here? Possibly. If not, we'll just have to. Where does everything go? This doesn't look good. How can I not have a 10k? Alright, well there's got to be one in here somewhere. Like, what's this thing? This looks like one of these. This one here looks like a 10k. Because I've got so many of them and I'm using them all the time. You just kind of think they're all around, all over the show. So I can't get it out of the box. Hold on. I'm just going to test this one. Like, what a silly video. It's like, how ill-prepared can you be? Well, I did have a look around, but I couldn't find one, and I'm like, well, if I don't do it now, as per usual, then it's never going to happen. But I do have a whole bag full of 3, doesn't have to be 10k. Well, there you go, there's a 10k. Problem solved. Let's just do it exactly the way it says in the thing. I'm pretty sure I could get away with quite a wide variety of things. Now, where are my little transistors? So I'm going to use 2N222. Look at all these ones, because I got a lot of them. And this is only the beginning. Only the beginning. I did look through my other supplier transistors, but none of them seem to be any better than this one. So these ones can apparently take 0.8 watts going through them, whereas without a heatsink. So I thought, well, that's fair enough. It's supposed to be like the ones here were like rated at 1 watt or something. So I'm sorry, well, that's pretty close. I got to get my little thing so I know which is the collector. We're going to put you over there. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Like I thought, this is going to be a super quick video. Right, and so the output, where did I put the page with the output on? It's right here. Okay, so that's pin number 3. So pin number 3 is going, well, you know that the, I can get this, doesn't really matter which way around it is. The base is going to be in the middle for these ones. It's the pretty standard way of doing it. Except for those ones where they don't have the base in the middle. And what are we going to do? So this goes to pin number 3. So, and then pin number 4 is not connected, and pin number 1 is actually the other select. So the other select can be white. And we're just going to put that on ground for now, so that we at least have something tied to something. So I've got the oscillator down. I've got partly done this part. And then we're almost, don't forget to turn this thing off. So the collector and the emitter is this way towards me. So I'm going to guess the emitter goes straight to ground, and it does. So that one goes there. So that can just, I don't know why I'm using a giant wire for this. I could use a smaller one. Alright, there we go. And now we have the fun part, which is attaching a speaker. So I got, the thing is I got these like really old, this one's super old, look, it's all falling apart. But it has got these little wires on it, so we could kind of use those. I might try and tidy that up a bit actually. It looks a little bit bedraggled, so I'm just going to cut it off. Put that there, and get this thing out. I'm pretty sure it's, oh, it doesn't like this. I'm going to have to, I'm not going to bother adjusting it. If I adjust it now, it will, I'm going to have to adjust it. No, I don't want to adjust it, it's too thin. I don't know how to adjust it. Alright, well, it's either going to be worse or not. Whatever, there's a little bit on the end, it's fine. Okay, so one end of this is going to go into the supply voltage. Well, that's easy. We can just have that one going to... Alright, well, this wire is even worse. Right, close my eyes. Alright, and that can go to there. And there's no resistor other than that, so it's just straight into the. Right, just gonna double check on my thing. This is the collector input, so I think that's pretty much it. Right, that wire does go in. It's all sitting there. I've got that little speaker, and I've got another one, and I've probably got my BBC one somewhere around. And if worse comes to worse, I've got my 8 ohm, what are those things called again? You know what they're called. What is it called? The little educational set that I haven't even talked about. That has these things in it. But anyway, I've got that speaker there. So this is bound to work. It's bound to work. This one looks fine. Looks fine. So let's give it a go. Where's my little battery? I'm building up the suspense. So here's the battery. Here's that. Hopefully this thing still works. It's not the one that doesn't click in. Right, it is the one that clicks in. Okay, here we go. Plugging it in. What's going to happen? Nothing. Well, that's really badly unexciting. I was really hoping this would work. We may have to try the second one. Alright, so hold on. Let's just look at the picture here. So if I want to have a sound effect, I've got... Let's just look at this one here. So this is the 3 sound output. They're all pretty much exactly the same except for the select thing. So here, according to... Oh, I know why. You press the button, that's right. I forgot about the button. So that's kind of cool. If we disconnect that one, it's the same sound. That's kind of strange. Oh, right, okay, so I really should have that connected. So that's the sound it makes when you have power. You have 5 volts going into select 1 or select 2 or whatever it is. It's select 1, isn't it? It's select 2. But you don't have actually any supply voltage, any voltage going into VDD. So we'll put it over there. So that's a fun sound. So that's 2 sounds. So if we take this one out, that doesn't make any difference. What if I take that one out? Alright. So that's how you get that. Oh, it does tell you at the top, right? Okay. At the very top, we've got, so let's just make a note of this. White is select 1, brown is select 2. And at the very top it's got here, if you want the police siren, don't connect anything. So, alright, we'll disconnect everything. That is supposedly a police siren. The fire engine siren, we have select 1, which is the brown one, is connected to VDD, so we'll just plug it into there. I guess that sounds like a fire engine. It depends, I guess, where you come from in the world. And so if you want to have an ambulance, you have to have that one connected to ground. Yeah, that could be an ambulance. So the last one, which we haven't had, which we did have, it was the machine gun. And then we're going to have, so the machine gun is simply to have, basically the machine gun only affects, the only time you ever use select 2 is to make this machine gun sound. So you connect that to VDD. That's kind of pushing it to say it sounds like a machine gun. More like, I would say that's like a laser. So I was thinking actually, given that this was like quite an old IC, and specifically has been, what's its applications? Features: 4 sounds can be selected, typical 3 volt operating voltage, so we probably could put it down to 3 volts and get some fun out of it still. It's a bit quieter though. RC oscillator with external resistor. A magnetic speaker can be driven by connecting an NPN transistor. Power on reset. It says somewhere that the applications were for toys. But anyway, my point is that if it was for toys, and I grew up playing with toys that make sound effects, I would have thought, like, I would have been going, oh, I remember this sound effect. Probably could have heard that one somewhere, like, to be honest. Like, yeah, probably. Possibly. Like, I don't know. I don't remember having too many fire engines as a kid. Oops, what have I done wrong? That doesn't work. That was a bad thing to do. I unplugged it from the thing. I don't know where it goes. I think it goes there. So, oh, I forgot. That was select 1, wasn't it? This sounds very much like a sound effect that I would have heard as a kid. Definitely a sound effect that I would have heard as a kid. But anyway, yeah, that was interesting. So I'm glad it works. I'm glad the speaker works. Thanks for watching. We will be definitely doing this thing next time. I just got to print out the listing for it, but it works fine, and so it will be fun to try that out. So thanks for watching, and bye.